motherfucker. God can be right there in my ear. Son, do not digest the animal that you flip the bird on his ass. I'm hungry as a bitch. He telling me, son, do not digest the animal. Man, get the on, God. Get your ass on right now.
See what I'm saying? Just proud, boastful, right?
Tell us that somebody gonna come off the sky.
As an eagle. Don't stop till the Bible's destroyed.
Great shooting, Nisu. Hold on, can't see the rest of the sentence. Too much fucking holes in it. Look at that shit. That's right. Now it's the Holy Bible. That's right. Clearly the Holy Bible right now. Act like y'all never seen this before. We saw this February 8th. You tell us.
Shalom. Koholo Yahweh Shemel Shah, Bashim Dash, the Monster of the Apostles, the Monster of the Elders, a great millstone who rule well and tells his truth. Much respect to you brothers out there, just preach his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth. Tabernacle Day will hopeful like and the speckled bird one see Shalom. So just want to do this quick lesson through the spirit. All right, the enemies. All right, the 2/3, they're getting jacked up. And what we see from the 2/3, Brother Polight and Bossie getting jacked up. And as you've seen from their past actions, Brother Polight going against apostles and elders. And now he's now ain't it ironic, him going against apostles and elders of the age of marriage, and now he's actually getting charged, all right, making false accusations if I'm not mistaken. And now look at the position that you at, and you have Bossie, if I'm not mistaken, he flipped the bird to the Lord. And now where you at, man? Locked up again. If I'm not mistaken, he kept on getting locked up and locked up. You see, you can't be out here disrespecting the Lord and disrespecting the men of the Lord and expecting that you're going to get off. You see, back in the past, Jake could do that. But what they don't realize is, which they probably did, because they, Salakia, they did say to Yahushua, let the blood be upon us and our children. And that's why you're seeing a lot of our people, they're getting gunned down in the streets. A lot of these curses are clinging unto our people. And so in the past, they could kill the prophets, lay hands upon the prophets. But now we're in the times where all that's going to stop. Not to say that any brother ain't going to die in this truth, but a lot of brothers is going to see the downfall of our enemies, being the 2/3, these other nations, and mainly these Edomites as well. We're going to see the downfall of them. They're not going to be able to keep on talking smack to the men of the Lord, putting their hands on the men of the Lord and get away with it. Because the Lord deals with balance. And seeing their actions, man, we've been bringing it up a lot. We're going to jump over Esau, as Apostle Dahar has said. We're going to jump over Esau to get to you 2/3, because you 2/3 are disrespectful. And we're going to have all the time that we can to get on Esau. All right, so we're going to use this time, Lord willing, we those men. All right, those fishers are going to become hunters. And they're going to get on you, man. Because in your past lives, as you see with their actions, they disrespected the men of the Lord. Whether they killed them, disrespected them, or whatever, man. Now that hell is going to come upon you. And that's why we seeing Lil Bossie, Brother Polight, and all these other dudes that follow suit. What was his name? Man, it was another dude that was coming against this ministry. And the Lord ended up sending him to the spirit realm. Man, I forget his name, man. I forget his name, but anyways, let's get to the scriptures. This is Galatians 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived, power is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap everlasting life. So you doing this work in truth and sincerity, you in this truth, giving the people the true name of the Lord, making your calling and election sure. So it doesn't matter if the enemy comes up against you, you have everlasting life waiting for you. You have this spiritual power, and you're going to be taken care of in the time of Jacob's trouble. But the 2/3, since they're joining hands with Esau, Edom, whether they know it or not, they're going to be destroyed. See, they're carnally minded. They're not mindful of the times they be living in. They're about getting that bag. They're about doing all types of wickedness instead of serving the Lord. They're about coming up against the men of the Lord. And now the Lord is confounding you and your congregation, those that follow you. Let's see, verse 9. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So you got to continue in this work, man. You got to continue in this work. You got to continue being a soldier so you can reap that harvest, reap that blessing. Okay? So you may be in the truth now, but you got to stay in this thing. Pray to the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shah, that you stay in this thing, that you endure to this thing. Or you going to be like these dudes, flipping the bird to Yahweh Shemi Shah. What this man do? He shot up the Bible, call it the Holy Bible. Yeah, the Lord got your number, man. So pray to the Lord that you continue in this walk, or you going to end up like these dudes. Matter of fact, some of the worst judgments is going to happen to those that are lukewarm and false prophets. So pray to the Lord that you doing this work in truth and sincerity, and that you don't end up like these dudes. Because the scriptures speak of, if I'm not mistaken, in Revelation 9, they shall see death and shall not find it, man. A great, horrible judgment is coming to these people. Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 13. Class is scripture, but I haven't brought it out in a minute. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear power. Does this man fear the Lord? Does Bossie fear the Lord? Clearly, you don't fear the Lord when you shooting up the Bible. You don't fear the Lord when you feel like you can talk to the Lord in any type of way and flip a bird to him. And keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. And since you're not doing that, you're not going to reap everlasting life, meaning you're not going to be first fruits of the kingdom. All right, when Jacob's trouble pop off, or wherever, man. Whatever time period, it may be before Jacob's trouble, maybe during Jacob's trouble, but hey, you might end up eating them nuclear missiles or whatever the Lord has for you, man. Eating all them plagues. That's probably what's going to happen. So fear the Lord so you won't eat all these plagues, because Jake is about to drink that cup, man. About to drink all of it, man. 4 gallons. All right, of that cup of destruction. It's verse 14. For power shall bring every work into judgment, whether every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So the Lord has a judgment. The Lord has a judgment for those. Hey, it's going to be a good judgment for those that walk in His truth and sincerity, truly fearing the Lord. And He has a bad judgment for those that want to disrespect the Lord, that want to join hands to Esau, Edom system. And as we see right here, you've been exposed. Both of y'all dudes been exposed, but mainly Brother Polight. You've been exposed. Doing all types of weird stuff. That also comes with that Kemet and Egyptology, man. You go into they quote unquote religion, man. They do all types of stuff. All types of weird stuff, man. Plus, he's all into science. Matter of fact, let's get that, man. All right, because real science means to know. And you are joined to Esau Edom's system. You don't truly know. You don't truly understand what's going on. Which you know that she is Israelite, and hey, that makes it worse. Still being joined unto Esau Edom. This is 1 Timothy 6 and verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babbling and oppositions of science, falsely so called. All right. And Esau Edom comes up with these new speak words, these new words, man. You know, he tried to substantiate his science, say that we came from monkeys and all types of stuff. But in the same breath, he'll say that he's the people of the Lord, that the Lord looks like him. You know, so we're supposed to believe these people, join unto these people. Now, real science backs up that Yahweh Shemiel Shah liveth, that he lives, man. Like the Lord has a signature. Right? You should go look that up. The Lord has a signature. Just like an artist will sign his painting or drawing, the Lord has a signature. You should go look it up. It's like a spiral. That's the Lord's signature. Like the spiral in your ear, the spiral in the galaxy, you know, so many other spirals. Yeah, the Lord has a signature. And that's just one of many things that show that Yahweh Shemiel Shah is a power to be feared and that he lives, man. And that he given that, just like we sign things, where do you think we get it from? Just like we have favorite things, where do you think we get it from? Yahweh Shemiel Shah. And these dudes want to feel like they can just disrespect the Lord, talk to the Lord in any type of way. Yeah, you got something coming to you, man. Ecclesiastes 1 and verse 17. And I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also is vexation of spirit. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow. You see, there's a distinction to the men of the Lord, because we live a simple life, man. Just trying to make ends meet in this truth. You know, quote unquote. You know, we're making our calling and election short, while everybody else is in this mirth spirit. They're not mindful of the Lord. They're not mindful of the times. And so they love folly. Dudes like this, they love folly. They love folly. And so they're not quote unquote increasing knowledge. Because when you increase knowledge, you increase your knowledge through these scriptures. You're able to rightfully navigate through this world, man. You know, as the scriptures say, everything is lawful, but everything is not expedient. And with knowing that, you know, there's certain laws in the Bible, though it may be right, we can't enact on them. You see? But it goes to show you, dudes like this, they lack that understanding. Here it is. You once again, you go against. How is it ironic, man? You go against apostles and elders, and you end up doing the thing that you said they were doing, something to that effect, man. Yeah, the Lord got your number, man. And things like this happens to show the congregation to fear the Lord as well. Hey, fear the Lord. Let's get some more scriptures. Proverbs 13:1. A wise son heareth his father's instruction, but a scorner heareth not rebuke. These dudes don't hear rebuke. They hear what they want to hear. They do what they want to do. But the man of the Lord, he's going to respect the Lord. All right, they're not going to be out here shooting up a Bible. They're not going to be shooting the bird unto the Lord, man. You asking for death. You asking for judgment to come upon you, man. Right now, what you getting is light compared to what the Lord has in store for you, man. Proverbs 24 and verse 13, my son, eat thou honey because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to thy taste. So part of that is eating the whole roll. And eating the whole roll consists of sweet and bitterness. Verse 14, so shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. When thou hast found it, then there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. Right? And it goes to show you that these dudes lack that knowledge, understanding. You see, when you trust in the Lord, when you get in His wisdom, you know better, man. You ain't gonna act like these dudes. These dudes are fools. The Lord has given us an example of how to walk in this walk, man, by Yahushua and apostles and elders and brothers on down, how we should conduct ourselves and how great that this wisdom is. These dudes have the wisdom of this world, and the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh Shemel Shah. And so they're being confounded right before our very eyes. Proverbs 1 and verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. You see, these dudes lack the fear of the Lord. So thus they lack knowledge. They despise the wisdom. They despise instruction. And so when you despise instruction, you can't take rebuke. Hey, regardless, we done our job, man. Because our job is to wash the blood off our hands, man, by blowing that trumpet and warning you. As the scriptures say, whether you hear or whether you forbear, all right, those that take heed are going to take heed. And, they're not listening and not taking heed that the trumpet is being blown. So they're going to continue disrespecting the Lord. As we read right here, Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 2, a wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart is at his left. So a fool does whatever he wants to do. There's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but that way endeth to death. Just roughly paraphrasing that scripture. So these dudes thinking that they're right in their heads. Death is waiting for these dudes. All right. The wise man is doing what the Lord tells him to do. Is following out the example that the Lord has left us. Once again, through Yahushua and the apostles and the elders and brothers on down. Verse 3, yea, also, when he that is a fool walketh by the way, his wisdom faileth him. Your wisdom faileth you, because you trusting in this world and not in Yahweh Shemel Shah. You over here accusing men of doing things that they never done, and you actually being charged for it. If I'm not mistaken, being a false accuser through the law, that calls for death. If I'm not mistaken, I have to get that scripture. I have to look it up after this lesson. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you're supposed to be put to death if you're a false accuser, because you're shaming somebody's name. All right, the scriptures speak of a good name, and when you're shaming somebody's name, once again, if I'm not mistaken, it calls for death if you're being a false accuser. Let's see. His wisdom faileth him, and he saith to everyone that he is a fool. So at the end of the day, it's going to be shown that dudes like this are fools, because you're going to see the men of the Lord out there on the highways and byways that you scoff and mock at. You're going to see them with spiritual power. You're going to see them being taken care of. And you're going to be wishing that you took heed and that you was on our side, Lord, when we be those men. But I'm going to end it right there, Lord. When it's edifying, I want to give all praises going on to Yahweh Bashim El Shah, Bashim Karkadash, and Wa Abba Shalom.